Today, I'm going to focus completely on stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety are silent killers. In fact, anxiety almost cost me my heart. Stress is the body's natural response to challenges, of course, typically felt as like a pressure, while anxiety is a longer term kind of feeling that just continues even when there is no present challenge, even when there is no present reason for you to be worried. It's just there, persistent worry and fear about just confronting everyday life. Stress can trigger a combination of signals within the body from hormones and nerves, just preparing the body to manage potentially harmful or difficult situations. Cortisol is a hormone produced by the adrenal glands in response to stress. It's your body's main stress hormones, and it works with certain parts of your brain to just control your body's response in stressful situations. Cortisol is actually important for health. It plays an important role in both immune function, metabolism, blood pressure, blood sugar regulation, sleep-wake cycle, your energy balance, suppressing inflammation, and a host of other very important functions. Now, when the threat or pressure passes, your hormones and other body systems ought to return to normal. But when you are constantly under stress, this response doesn't turn off as it should. And that is where the problem with stress comes from. Long-term exposure to cortisol and other stress hormones can harm your body and negatively affect almost all the body's processes. This can impact your metabolism, make it harder for you to burn calories efficiently. It can cause dysregulation in your appetite hormones, leading to increased appetite and overeating, especially foods high in calories, sugar, and fat. It can also promote the storage of fat, particularly visceral fat, right? One of the biggest cause of visceral fat for a lot of people is chronic stress. When you are constantly stressed up, your body starts to store more fat around the abdomen rather than burning them for energy. Long-term exposure to stress can also lead to fatigue and lack of motivation to exercise. You wake up in the morning and you just don't feel that vibe anymore. It can trigger cravings for sugary and fatty foods, which can contribute to weight gain over time if you continue to indulge. It can also interfere with your sleep, of course. We already talked about the dangerous effects of sleep deprivation. When I was growing up, I filled out pretty quickly. I became a woman, let me put it that way, long before I was even a teenager, right? And these kind of like attracted all sorts of abuses to me. I will save the full experience for another day. Perhaps at some point I'll talk about it. But all my life growing up, it just seemed like I was constantly running away from one person or the other, trying to poke at me. you know I grew up always having that feeling of anxiousness, coupled with the unhealthy lifestyle I was living, building up to adulthood. My heart almost caved in. I knew at that point that I couldn't live like that. I had to make a change. I definitely get that, as demanding as modern day living is, with everyone busy chasing one thing or the other, taking care of our mental and emotional well-being may be kicked down on the priority list. That happens a lot of the time. But then it is actually very crucial for maintaining optimal both physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It is important to prioritize self-care. It's important to try to incorporate self-care practices and stress management techniques into our daily routine in a way that it can help you navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and just improve your overall quality of life. When I realized that I needed to make a change, one of the first things I learned to do was asking myself why I was feeling anxious. I had to get a journal. You see, typing, I believe in journaling so much because it has really helped me overcome a lot of issues in life. Typing is great, right? But then putting pen to paper, there is just something highly therapeutic about it. It just opens your mind to perspectives that you wouldn't have seen if you weren't writing down how you are feeling and why you're feeling what you're feeling. Expressing emotions on paper can help to release stress and just provide clarity on your experiences and your thoughts. Just broaden your mind to perspectives and give you insight on how to cope with the issues you're having. It's like having a conversation with yourself. It was my journal that spoke back to me and made me realize that there is no need to fear anymore. I am now a courageous adult that can defend myself. I didn't realize that growing up till I became an adult and actually taking time to analyze my feelings on paper, that was when that came to me. That, girl, you are no longer a child. You are now an adult. You can defend yourself. Practicing mindfulness rather than dodging something that is obviously causing you anxiety or stress is also something that is very important. Mindfulness is a powerful practice. It's taking a few minutes a day to just sit quietly and observe your thoughts. Not to judge yourself, right? But just to make you understand, okay, why did I react this way? Not to judge yourself for reacting, now for you, which kind of reaction be this? No. But to help you understand why you reacted in a certain way in the first place. It's just like journaling, right? But then this time it's like having a conversation with your mind. And combined with journaling, of course, the effect is in helping you deal with stress is powerful. With, journaling your feelings and then talking to yourself, thinking through your reactions, your thoughts, the way you are feeling, it helps you get to know yourself and understand yourself even better. So rather than dodge, you learn, you look within yourself and you analyze without judgment, without shame. You analyze yourself. Why did this person make me react like this? Why did this make me feel like this? And you start to understand yourself better. Another thing I learned to do was set boundaries. I I used to be the kind of person who will burn myself to make sure everyone was comfortable. But the problem is, the world is selfish, right? It's hard to see someone who says, you know what, let me take care of you this time. If you don't learn to say no, people will always want to take. Learn to say no to commitments that overwhelm you and cause unnecessary stress. And learn to also set realistic boundaries, both in your personal and professional life, while you're being there for others. Also learn to prioritize your own needs and well-being. When you're under pressure or you just feel the tension building up, just learn to take a deep breath in and out. That can help you release tension almost immediately. When you're under pressure or just feel tension building up, learn to just take a deep breath in and out. That can help you release tension almost immediately. Another thing that helps me cope with stress and anxiety is engaging in joyful activities. I love music. I love dancing. I love moving my body generally. So when I start to feel tense or feel pressured in any way, that's typically what I turn to. For you, it can be gardening. It can be the joy of just seeing a plant come to life through your love and nurturing. Whatever it is that makes you happy, just engage in those kind of activities whenever you feel that kind of pressure or tension building up. Also learn to organize your tasks and prioritize them to reduce feelings of being overwhelmed. You see, growing up, when we would have parties at home and we need to clear up, no matter how many the dirty plates are, within a short time, I would have cleared them up. Why? I don't just stumble into washing them. I will first take my time to organize and section them and then, clean out leftovers and arrange them in the order of how I want to wash them. And before you know it, the work is done. When you break tasks into smaller, manageable ones, it becomes easy to tackle. That's why it's important to organize your day hour to hour. It will help you so that when those spontaneous kind of stressful situations come up, you are not so overwhelmed. And when you can, learn to delegate work when necessary. That can take some stress off you as well. Now, if you know me well, you will know that I'm big on gratitude. When you don't acknowledge the things that are actually working, you will always feel like nothing is working out for you. Meanwhile, if you take time to observe, you will see that you are actually making progress in several areas of your life, one day at a time. But then because your mind is just focused on the one that is taking time to happen, you are constantly worried and anxious. It's very, very important. One of the things that can help you tackle stress is taking time daily to practice gratitude, to reflect on things you are thankful for, things that are actually working out. Focus on positive aspects of your life that are actually working out. That can shift your mindset and reduce stress. Realize that you can't always control the odds, right? You do not necessarily run the universe. You cannot control the odds, but you can control how you react to things. It makes it easier to do the best you can to organize your life and then realize that you can control the odds. You can't control tomorrow. You can only plan for tomorrow. No matter how much you worry about tomorrow, you can't change what's going to happen tomorrow. The only thing that can change what's going to happen tomorrow is the decision and choices you are making today. So do what you can, do the best you can, and be hopeful that tomorrow will deliver the right results for you. Always have it in mind that no matter that's something I always tell myself, that no matter how I worry, the worrying will not change tomorrow. So what I focus on instead is organizing my life now, doing what I can now to make my tomorrow better and trusting that it will indeed be better. Another thing that is really important is maintaining a healthy lifestyle generally, eating healthy, exercising regularly, having adequate sleep, hydrating properly, and then limiting caffeine, especially when is past noon, so that it doesn't interfere with your sleep. Just living a healthy lifestyle generally. When you're taking care of the physical aspects, taking care of the mental and emotional aspect, everything just falls into place to ensure that you are okay overall. And when you find that you can handle life's issues on your own, by all means seek support or professional help. When you're worried, your sense of reasoning is limited, your perspective is limited. At that point, when you feel like you are overwhelmed by stress, by whatever issues you're dealing with, talking to someone, maybe a family member or a trusted friend or a professional counselor, can actually help open your mind to perspectives that you cannot see because you're worried. Tomorrow morning, I am going to be tackling something that is really important, so don't miss listening to it. Talk to you soon.